You've been taking a turmeric supplement every day, maybe for months, maybe longer. And if you're being honest, you're not entirely sure it's doing anything. That's not a placebo problem. That's a chemistry problem, and it's one the supplement industry has been quietly profiting from for years. This video is going to tell you exactly why most turmeric supplements fail before they ever reach your bloodstream, which compounds actually matter, and what the research says about the forms that work. Not what the label says, what the research says. Stay through the section on black pepper because what I'm going to tell you will change how you read every turmeric product you ever pick up again. And the final recommendation, the form most people have never heard of, is the one with the strongest human clinical data behind it. If you want the version of natural health content that tells you the specifics, not just what works, but which form, why it matters, and what to actually buy, subscribe now and ring the bell. That's what we do here, every week. Let's start with the real problem. Turmeric has been used in Ayurvedic and traditional Chinese medicine for over 4,000 years. The root is ground into a bright golden powder used in food, in ceremony, and in healing. Modern science has confirmed what those traditions observed. The primary active compound in turmeric, curcumin, has genuine anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and neuroprotective properties backed by thousands of published studies. So why are so many people taking it every day and feeling nothing? The answer is a single word: bioavailability. And understanding it will save you from wasting money on supplements that are, for most people, doing almost nothing. What curcumin actually is and why your body rejects it. Curcumin is the polyphenol responsible for turmeric's yellow color and most of its studied health effects. It makes up roughly 2 to 5% of raw turmeric root by weight. When researchers run studies showing curcumin reduces inflammatory markers, inhibits NF-κB signaling, crosses the blood-brain barrier, or suppresses tumor growth in cell models, they are studying curcumin, not raw turmeric powder. Here is the problem. Curcumin in its standard form is poorly absorbed by the human gut, rapidly metabolized, and quickly eliminated. Multiple pharmacokinetic studies have measured this directly. When healthy human subjects took 1 to 2 grams of plain curcumin powder, blood plasma levels were either undetectable or negligibly low. The curcumin was passing through. This is not a fringe finding. It is one of the most replicated observations in curcumin research, and it is the reason that every serious study on curcumin in humans has had to solve the bioavailability problem before they could even begin studying its effects. Most supplement manufacturers have not solved this problem. They have simply put curcumin in a capsule, printed high potency on the label, and moved on. If you are taking a standard turmeric or curcumin capsule with no additional delivery technology, you are almost certainly not absorbing meaningful amounts of the compound you are paying for.
The black pepper situation. What's true and what's missing? You've probably heard that black pepper enhances turmeric absorption. This is true, and it is also frequently misused as a marketing claim with no real follow-through. The compound in black pepper responsible for this effect is piperine. A 1998 study published in Planta Medica, one of the most cited papers in curcumin research, found that 20 milligrams of piperine taken alongside 2 grams of curcumin increased curcumin bioavailability by 2,000% in human subjects. That is a real and dramatic finding. Here is what the marketing leaves out. First, 20 milligrams of piperine is a specific dose. Most with black pepper supplements include bioperine, a standardized piperine extract, at 5 milligrams. Some include less. The dose used in the landmark study was 4 times what most products deliver. Second, piperine does not selectively enhance curcumin absorption. It inhibits the enzymes and transport proteins that your gut and liver use to process many compounds, including some medications. If you are taking any prescription drugs, particularly blood thinners, certain antidepressants, or immunosuppressants, piperine can meaningfully alter how those medications are metabolized. This is not a reason to avoid turmeric, but it is a reason to know your full picture before relying on piperine-enhanced products. Third, 2,000% sounds extraordinary, and it is a real improvement, but starting from near zero absorption and multiplying it still may not reach therapeutically relevant blood levels for every indication curcumin is studied for. Piperine helps. It is not a complete solution. The 4 delivery technologies that actually work, ranked by evidence. This is the part of the video that changes how you shop. There are 4 Curcumin delivery technologies that have published human bioavailability data behind them. They are not all equal, and most supplement aisles mix them together without explanation. Number 1. Phospholipid complexes, Meriva and BCM95. Meriva is a curcumin phosphatidylcholine complex developed in Italy. The curcumin is bound to a phospholipid derived from sunflower or soy lecithin, which dramatically improves absorption because phospholipids are how your cell membranes are structured. Your gut recognizes and absorbs them readily. Multiple human clinical trials have been conducted using Meriva specifically. A 2010 study published in the journal Alternative Medicine Review found that Meriva showed approximately 29 times greater absorption than standard curcumin. Human trials on Meriva for osteoarthritis, inflammatory bowel conditions, and exercise-induced inflammation have shown measurable results at doses of 500 to 1,000 milligrams of the complex daily. BCM95 is a different phospholipid formulation that combines curcumin with turmeric essential oils rather than phosphatidylcholine. It has its own human bioavailability data showing roughly 6 to 7 times greater absorption than standard curcumin. Some researchers believe the essential oil components may have their own anti-inflammatory activity, making BCM95 a closer approximation of whole turmeric root rather than isolated curcumin. The protocol note. If you are looking at a supplement using Meriva or BCM95, these are proprietary ingredient names. Look for them explicitly on the label. Generic curcumin with phospholipids claims are not the same thing and do not have the same clinical backing.
Number 2. Nanoparticle and liposomal formulations. Liposomal curcumin encapsulates the compound in a lipid bubble, a liposome, that merges with cell membranes to deliver curcumin directly into cells, bypassing the gut absorption problem almost entirely. Human data on liposomal curcumin is more limited than Meriva, but early pharmacokinetic studies show significant absorption improvements. The challenge with liposomal products is manufacturing stability. Liposomes degrade over time, and a poorly manufactured or improperly stored liposomal product may deliver much less than a freshly made one. Nanoparticle curcumin formulations, including NovaSol and similar technologies, reduce curcumin to nanoscale particles that dramatically increase surface area and solubility. NovaSol in particular has human data showing roughly 185 times greater bioavailability than standard curcumin, the highest absorption multiplier in the published literature. The form caveat: these are the highest performance delivery systems on paper, but they are also the ones where product quality varies most dramatically. If you are choosing a liposomal or nanoparticle product, manufacturing transparency matters more than with any other form. Number 3. Water-dispersible formulations, Theracurmin. Theracurmin is a colloidal dispersion of curcumin in water using glycerin and gum gatti as dispersants. It produces very small curcumin particles that disperse evenly in aqueous environments, meaning they do not separate from water the way oil-based compounds normally do. A 2012 pharmacokinetic study in humans found Theracurmin had approximately 27 times greater absorption than standard curcumin. Human clinical trials using Theracurmin have been conducted for liver function, exercise-induced muscle damage, and nitric oxide production. Dose used in most studies: 90 milligrams to 180 milligrams of Theracurmin, which corresponds to roughly 30 milligrams to 60 milligrams of actual curcumin, far less raw curcumin than standard supplements, but with measurable blood levels. Number 4. Piperine-enhanced standard curcumin. This is the most common and the most widely studied. The data is real, the enhancement is real, but as covered above, it has limitations, both in dose consistency and in the drug interaction concern. For healthy individuals not on complex medication regimens, piperine-enhanced curcumin with a verified 20 milligram dose of piperine is a legitimate and cost-effective option. It is not the cutting edge. It is the baseline that actually works above plain curcumin. What plain turmeric powder in food actually does, and why it still matters.
Here is the honest nuance that most videos in this space skip entirely. The bioavailability research on curcumin is focused on isolated curcumin compounds, not on turmeric consumed as food in the way people have eaten it for thousands of years. When turmeric is cooked into a curry with fat, coconut milk, ghee, olive oil, curcumin's lipophilic nature means it dissolves into the fat and absorption improves meaningfully without any technology. When it is eaten warm, as it traditionally was, bioavailability improves further. When consumed alongside the full matrix of turmeric root compounds, turmerones, other curcuminoids, volatile oils, there may be synergistic effects that isolated curcumin studies don't capture. This does not mean supplementation is unnecessary. It means supplementation is trying to approximate what traditional preparation already understood. The best supplement forms are essentially engineered to do what coconut milk and heat and whole root consumption did naturally. If you eat turmeric regularly in traditional preparations, golden milk made with a fat base, curries cooked with coconut milk or ghee, warm preparations, you are getting something real. Do not let supplement marketing convince you that powdered turmeric in food is worthless. What to actually look for when you buy? Here is the practical framework. When you pick up a turmeric or curcumin supplement, look for these things in this order. Look for a named delivery form: Meriva, BCM95, Theracurmin, NovaSol, or a verified liposomal system. If the label just says turmeric extract or curcumin with a milligram count and nothing else, put it back. If piperine is included, check the dose. 5 milligrams is the standard. 20 milligrams is what the landmark study used. Know which you're getting. Check whether fat is recommended with dosing. Curcumin in any form is fat-soluble. Taking it with a meal that includes dietary fat improves absorption even for enhanced delivery systems. Any supplement that does not mention this on the label is not giving you the full picture. Check the curcuminoid percentage, not just the turmeric extract milligrams. A 1,000 milligram of turmeric extract standardized to 95% curcuminoids is delivering 950 milligrams of curcumin. A 1,000 milligram of turmeric root powder is delivering roughly 30 to 50 milligrams of curcumin. These are not comparable products. The label often treats them as if they are. If this is the version of natural health content you have been looking for, specific, honest, and actually grounded in what the research says, hit like now. It helps this video reach the people who are tired of being sold claims without context.
The one recommendation if you are starting fresh. If you are starting from zero and want the best evidence to cost ratio in a curcumin supplement, Meriva is where to begin. It has the largest body of human clinical data behind it. It is widely available, it has been tested for safety at therapeutic doses, and the mechanism, phospholipid binding, is well understood. Start at 500 milligrams daily with a meal containing fat. Give it 8 weeks before evaluating. If budget is a secondary concern and you want the highest bioavailability data on paper, NovaSol or a rigorously manufactured liposomal product is where to look, but vet the manufacturer carefully. If you're focused on food-based use rather than supplementation, whole turmeric root cooked with fat, warming spices, and black pepper in traditional preparations is not a lesser option. It is the original protocol. Respect it accordingly. Drop a comment and tell me which of these forms you've been using, or if you've noticed a difference switching from standard curcumin to one of the enhanced delivery forms. I read every comment, and the real-world experience from this community is consistently more useful than another review. We are building something entirely different here. If you are tired of the noise and the gimmicks and want to get back to what actually grows, what actually heals, and the hard science behind why it works, hit subscribe and ring the bell. You belong in this community. But turmeric is just one piece of a much older puzzle. For generations, our grandmothers cultivated entire pharmacies right in the dirt, relying on a quiet wisdom we've almost completely lost. And modern science is just now proving they were right all along. Click the video on your screen right now to uncover 20 forgotten herbal remedies your grandmother used and the science that proves why they work. Don't let this knowledge disappear with the past. Click the video, and I'll see you over there.